Welcome, welcome, welcome to our day 64 of Life Transformation Series 4. Let's start this beautiful Sunday morning with a blessing and with a prayer. So let's close our eyes and bow our heads in gratitude or fold our hands in gratitude for praying to the universe, to the energy in our universe, to our ancestors, parents, gurus, teachers, mentors, guardians, angels, cosmos, all possible beings in this realm or the other, in this universe or the other, in this plane or the other, in this dimension or the other, beyond time and space, who are helping us go in our inward journey by following the path of love and light. We thank you wholeheartedly for helping us achieve our soul purpose, for helping us reconnect with who we are, for helping us identify that life is truly a blessing and that gratitude is the only attitude we must embrace. For time and again reminding us when we go off our track, for centering us, balancing us, aligning us, for helping us unlearn, relearn, rewire, and restructure ourselves into becoming the better versions of us. We thank all the elements that center us, stabilize us, balance us. We thank our Mother Earth for allowing us to manifest as a human being, to help in her ascension. We thank all the celestial beings who are helping Mother Earth in her ascension and helping us human beings raise our consciousness. We thank this miracle hour where we're tuning into ourselves in this beautiful morning of Sunday at 5 a.m. We thank the Brahma Muhurat for guiding us, for nurturing us with a new beginning, a new Sunday, a new day, a new life. Every day is full of opportunities, hope, love, and light. And now gradually, we're inching into being ourselves. And with all these blessings that we are now blessed with, let's call upon a divine shield, a protection layer for our aura and us. For only love can enter that protection layer. Anything which is uninvited as an influence or as a being will never be able to penetrate this beautiful tube of light as it's invincible, impenetrable. So let's invoke upon a tube of cosmic substance of life, of light, coming down and descending and encompassing us from top to bottom, left to right, up to down, side to side, circling around us. Let's visualize this circle, the cylindrical circle, cylindrical tube that's moving around us in full action. And all you can see is light, light, and light. And maybe you can see yourselves through the light, glowing, radiating. And this beautiful structure of light is moving because as we are saying, activate. It's becoming in a frenzy of movement. See this tube of light moving at absolute fast speed around you, circling you. And now chant, crystallize, and gradually see this entire light crystallizing as little diamonds that are sparkling bright. And yet you're able to see yourself through it, or the world can see you through it, both ways. And now let's chant the word lock and feel this entire tube having become completely sealed. The divine seal is now in it. And only love is allowed in it, as it's all about love and light. And may each of us tune into our being, May each of us realize our own value, download what is given to us from our higher selves, and become totally independent and lead this beautiful life of love and light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Day 63, rotating to 9. Navgraha, all the 9 planets, may they shower their blessings upon us, upon Mother Earth, helping us once again raise our consciousness. So be it. So it is. I am safe. I am protected. I am blessed. So it is. So it is. So it is. Now you can gradually, if you wish, you can energize your eyes and then gradually open them. If you wish, you can just pray. Wonderful. Excellent. And now let's start a beautiful morning with this absolutely wonderful, magical book called Unburden by Nitya Shanti. This book is all about decluttering ourselves in an internal way by releasing all possible burdens. And this book always has a beautiful meditation with it, which we shall be doing in the middle of the flow of our beautiful book. This gorgeous book also begins every single chapter with a poem. Let's tune into the magic of this poem. Be here now. Isn't that what life is all about? We've discussed a gazillion times that meditation is just about being aware of the moment. There are types of meditations, some where we close the eyes and so that we are not distracted from the world around us. Some where we're just aware of the moment. Now that could be meditation, that could be meditation in the form of painting, walking, singing, dancing, being aware, just sitting, observing, being in Mother Nature. We find our own strength in our way of being here now. And that is called meditation. So let's start this poem by reading it, by going in it. Strength is not an abstraction. It calls for presence. For waking up each day, each moment to what is. A gathering of the available. To play with the dealt hand. A letting go of what isn't. Face the mirror, do the work. Shoes, keys, food, the now, only the now. Owed nothing to stay kind. Owed nothing to follow up. Owed nothing to show up. And allow for grief, for rage. Allow for the keening, the breaking apart, the buckled knees, the hands that covered a flushed, wet face. Allow for lost, for not knowing, for help, not to be strong or to be anything that is not the truth. Only to allow in time to return to self, to center. And as true as the falling of the leaves, the first flush of spring, the rise and the ebb of the tides, as true as all that is born and dies, to know all will pass, all is love. How beautiful. Every day we are waking up to that moment. Every day we are present to that moment. Strength is our virtue. It's not something vague. It's not abstract. It's actually there. It's actually there. And when we face the mirror, we do the work, which means what? We see who the person is behind this outer facade. Even if this outer facade is there or anything materialistic is there, let's be aware of it in the now. For in the now, all we are is kind, love, light. And we should allow ourselves to go through all ups and downs of life. Allow ourselves to grieve. Allow ourselves to become angry. Allow ourselves to be the keening, for breaking apart, for falling apart, for things when we are so tired and the knees buckle. Or putting our hands on a flushed, wet face, which is full of perspiration or sweat or whatever. Or when you're just so angry, so scared that, you're just shivering. Allow ourselves to be lost. Allow ourselves for not knowing. allow ourselves to seek help, to center, balance, align. Just as a beautiful tree will shed its leaves in this beautiful month of autumn, or the spring will see all of a sudden new blooms coming in, or when the ocean has tides up and down, or when somebody dies, or when somebody is born. All will pass, all is love. Let us be accepting of the here and now. If it's a tough moment, that can pass. It will pass. If it's a very good moment, that will pass. Nothing is constant. Time is the only constant. And what we have to do is resonate with the time that we are in now. Be here now. Absolutely profound, absolutely beautiful. This chapter is all about living our lives, meeting our lives without resistance, which is also equal to meeting our life with acceptance or welcoming our life the way it is. And rather than being in a labeled box, rather than being in a judgmental world, where we think this is good, this is bad, everything is good, everything is bad. Let's just flow like water, because water is the only thing and the only element in the world which takes shape of the place or the container that it's put in. It is the most beautiful flow, and that's why it's related with the flow of life. So let's lead our lives with this beautiful flow. Preparation and practice under this beautiful section called Joyful Discoveries. So we are in the section 2 of this book. This book is in 3 parts. The section 2 is about joyful discoveries, preparation and practice, meeting life without resistance. A group of people from the United Kingdoms came to practice at Wat Nong Papong, Ajahn Chah's monastery in Thailand. After a few weeks, it was time for them to depart, and they came to him to pay respects and bid farewell. While expressing the gratitude for the time at the monastery, the leader of the group said, "We have had a fruitful 2 months. We have grown so much in our practice. However, we have a concern which we are hoping you will resolve. Soon we will be back to our busy lives at home. We are worried that we might lose the precious rhythm that we established in our practice here. How do we keep this momentum going on once we get back to our busy lives with so many responsibilities, duties, and distractions? Is it even possible?" Just to remind you all that Ajahn Chah is also a teacher, of my friend, of my guru Nitya Shanti, who's the author of this wonderful book called Unburdened. Now, the monk Ajahn Chah replied and said, "When you think of practice, you think of sitting meditation, walking meditation. You think of chanting and reading scriptures, but that is not practice. That is preparation. Practice happens when unwanted things happen and wanted things don't happen in the day." Now, isn't this line so profound, so beautiful? Practice happens when unwanted things happen, and we are welcoming them, we are accepting them, and wanted things don't happen. Yes, we can all manifest. Yes, there are a lot of powers, but the power is to flow with life. Whatever life shows us, whatever the day unfolds, everything should be welcomed. The good, the bad, the average, everything is part of our life. Our heart goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Our pulse is forever beating. Everything in our body is in a movement. Nothing is static. Your cells, or every second cells, are being born and reborn. When you are accepting, or you're unaware of the cells which are dying and being born in your body, right? They're just happening. So why do we get so distressed or so flustered or so upset or something when, when like a human being dies or when it's born, you celebrate? Yes, life is a celebration. Even death is a celebration, because that's also life. Somebody has lived X number of years, and that should be celebrated no matter how young or old they go. But yeah, we don't do that. We grieve. Why? Because we are unable to accept the loss. But it's okay to grieve. That's also part of life. We have to come in the practice of living in the now. We've all prepped up. The last 2 months, 63 days, we have prepped up. Now it's time for practice. When someone treats you the way you don't want to be treated, or when something you expected is not given to you, that's the moment when the real practice happens. That's the moment when your underlying tendencies get activated. We can appear very unruffled when things happen our way. But what happens when the unwanted things happen? Ajahn Chah went on to say, don't measure your practice by how many hours a day you're meditating or how consistent you are. We can do many things mechanically. Some of us temperamentally more suited to meditation, and because of our personalities, we might be able to meditate regularly. The important thing is to remember that that is also preparation. Our daily life is our real practice. Now, if I say that I practice 2 hours, or 3 hours, or half hour, or 1 hour, fine, great, wonderful. You're consistent. One day you may have broken the chain. That's also fine. But what about the rest, 22, 21, 29, 22, 24, or 23, whatever hours, 23.5 hours? What about them? Even sleeping is a meditation. But how many of us take sleeping to a meditation? What is meditation? When you're in the power of now, and you wake up energized, fresh, a new perspective. Now, in your sleep, definitely the conscious mind is sleeping, but is our body sleeping? If you have an intention that may the most magical healing happen while I sleep, or may this be a very restful sleep, isn't that also being aware that that's the intention you're giving? And then your cells are aware and your body is healing. And if you're going through any dis-ease, that's the magical time to sleep, to energize, to heal. But Ajahn Chah said this beautiful thing, agreed, everyone. Now Nitya says, what then is a measure of progress in our practice? It is simply in how balanced our minds are through the ups and downs of life. There will be praise, there will be blame, there will be discomfort, there will be discomfort, there will be gain, there will be loss. Each one of us goes through happiness and sorrow in a lifetime. There is a beautiful teaching by the Buddha on the vicissitudes of life. In the Mangal Sutta, he describes the 38 highest blessings. He says the highest blessings amongst all is, in the ups and downs of life, keep a balanced mind. When someone showers me with praise, I don't have to be like, oh, colors up. And when someone just belittles me, I don't have to be like, oh, my energy down. Because whoever is saying whatever they're saying is with a consciousness of the moment then. What is my consciousness of the moment now? Do I need validation from the world around me, from my loved ones around me? Or am I centered, balanced, aligned, knowing what's my truth? And then thank you. Even if someone criticizes me, thank you for the feedback. I truly will work on it. And you truly will work on it because negative feedback, criticism, as people say, is what you think maximum about. Appreciation, you will think you will probably talk about it to 2 more people, but negativity you will never talk. You never want to expand your circle, but it will make you think, why did the person say so? Am I like this? But if you say, hey, I don't like that person, then what are we doing? We will be in this loop of whoever we are if we unknowingly are. At least thank you to the person for making us realize, for making me want to become a better version of myself. At least you had the guts or you felt close enough to tell me that. A stranger can't come and tell me. So people who are actually criticizing are beautiful. In Rhonda Byrne's language, we call them PETs, personal emotional trainers. They are there to train our emotions. So let's be grateful to them as well. In fact, more grateful to them. So now there's a shloka in Buddhism. I forgot the name of the language. Pali. Yes, I think it's in Pali. I'm not Pali. I can read Sanskrit, but not Pali. But let's do a broken attempt, even though it's not a good idea, but let's do it. Futasa loka dhamyahan, chittam yasa nakapati, asokan virajan khiman, etam manglam uttaman. One who does not waver when in contact with the vicissitudes of the world and remains sorrowless, stainless, secure, that this is the highest blessing. So अगर किसी भी उतार चढ़ाव में हम ऊपर नीचे अपने emotions को नहीं करते and we maintain the balance, not too happy when someone praises, not too sad when someone criticizes, that is the highest blessing. Our experiences throughout the day and even moment to moment, as we realize the changing nature of phenomena, do not tremble, shake, or get agitated. We remain stainless, sorrowless, pure, and secure. In the Bhagavad Gita, the state of being is called Sthiparajana. Rajna. Okay. This is one whose wisdom does not shake or waver in the oscillations of life. So I'm pretty much a Bhagavad Gita follower, but I've never read this term, which means even though you read twice, thrice, there's so much more that you can learn. So thank you to Unified and Nitya to make me realize that I'm not aware of this word. So sthiti is situation. So sthitha. So maybe aparajita is somebody who conquers. So maybe it's like in every situation, you are how you are, the way you're supposed to be. So maybe that's the word this means. Thank you to this book and this learning. This is one whose wisdom does not shake or waver in the oscillations of life. Every moment is ripe for awakening, not just our so-called spiritually charged ones. Through our daily lives, in the moment when our underlying tendencies towards greed, aversion, and confusion get activated, and when we wake up to how none of this is really who we are, they're simply visitors. This is where a micro liberation occurs. In that moment, we can access the power of pause. Between stimulus and response, that's where wisdom lives. And this line is so profound. Nitya uses it so often. I've heard this for the last 16 years, unabashedly. Every time I meet him, there is cause and effect. We all have heard. Similarly, there's stimulus and response. Something stimulates and then we respond, just like cause and effect. Now, between the stimulus and between our response is where wisdom is. How do I respond to the stimulus? Do I go up? Do I go down? Or am I where I'm supposed to be? So beautiful. The idea is to access the pause with greater awareness. So there are some people who protect the answer, right? And there's some people who value, weigh, and then they answer. Because maybe they are wise enough, and maybe the person who's responding immediately is very wise that he or she doesn't need to think too much. Both are good. But that's where it shows who the orator or who the presenter is, how wise he or she is. In the beginning, we may catch ourselves after the event, but with presence, we begin to catch ourselves before and during the event. We ask ourselves these questions: what just happened? What was just said? What thought was believed? Was it skillful? Was it wholesome? Was it beneficial? What might need to be fine-tuned and adjusted next time? So read this one question. What thought was believed? Mera kya vishwas tha? What did I believe? What is my story? The person said with his or her consciousness, with his or her belief. What did I believe in their belief? What did I resonate with? If we ask any question with the what or the whys or the hows, we are able to generate a very beautiful answer because we are resonating with the consciousness and giving time for us to adapt rather than just say, and if the person is waiting, can I get back to you this in a few moments? And those few moments can be seconds, minutes, maybe a day, maybe a few days. You can probably tell that also how long you think you take. But we are so used to being immediately responsive that we forget. that there is an inner guidance, our higher selves always there to guide us. We're connected, but we disconnect. Why? Because in this humdrum activity, we just feel that is how we're supposed to be. Nitya says, once we're able to catch ourselves after, during, and before, that is when reliable transformation happens. Because now we're aware, responding instead of reacting. Instead of looking at things and focusing on why they're not happening a certain way, we understand that things are happening the way they are, and it is only meant for awakening. How wonderful. सब कुछ टाइम पे होता है. क्यों होता है कि हम जागरूक हों, हम अवेकन हों. हम व्हाट इज अवेकनिंग वर्ड, हम कितनी बार इसके बारे में बात करते हैं. हम निद्रा अवस्था में सोते हैं तो हम बोलते हैं स्लीप, उठते तो बोलते हैं वी वोकन अप, वेक अप, उठ जाओ. अवेक इज उठे हुए एकदम, अलर्ट, alertly woken up. Maybe awakening is alertly the practice of always being alertly and being alert and being woken up. Awakening. That's what we are awakening ourselves, raising our consciousness every day by tuning in. There's a magical hour. So all of our experiences are part of a precise curriculum designed for our awakening. Now, क्यों ये किताब और बहुत सारी books लाइफ में आती हैं हमारे पास, और क्यों कुछ को हम ढंग से पढ़ते हैं. कई बुक्स हमारे घर में स्टैक्ड रहती हैं, स्टोर्ड रहती हैं ना, ब्यूटीफुल लाइब्रेरीज, and we read them, and then we read the book. But have we truly read the book? Like I said, Bhagavad Gita, I remember I read twice completely for 7 years, and then once more midway, and one was a shorter crash course kind of a thing for 2 years or something. One was also 40 days Saransh. And yet, I did not know the term. So am I a bad student, or am I not aware every moment? Now that's a question I have to ask myself. Okay, I have done them, but have I done them? Has a book come to me, or have I come to the book? Have I started following the practices? Have I realized? Now, if we start doing shloka by shloka, shloka by shloka, day by day, it will take time. But if I read through, I say, "I to aaj itna chapter kar liya." How? So the idea is to read, to understand, to integrate. That's what life is all about. How do we activate the curriculum? We do this by surrendering to life without resistance. Whatever life may bring to us, we respond with thank you, thank you, thank you, or bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. We do this knowing that there are no mistakes in the universe. We simply welcome everything. The ego might hate it, but if we are to grow and grow, come into a greater awareness of our true nature, it is needed. So life is a curriculum. These books are part of the curriculum. Our prana, our breath is a curriculum. Our heartbeat is a curriculum. Life that's unfolding around us is a curriculum. What are we studying? What are we integrating? Or are we flowing with life? Which means, are we surrendering? Jo hai, bahut acha hai. I flow. Jo experience hai, bahut acha hai. And we read in the magic book when we practice it for a month, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. And bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Life, bring it on. We get what we are ready for. Even if problems are coming, diseases are coming, they're ready because they come to us because they want to teach us a lesson. Are we the students, lifelong learners that we talked about in the foundation days? Like in the newer, language of the children, the new generation, they will say L for loser. But we could be saying L for love, we could be saying L for lifelong learner. 3 L's that we talked about. What do you want in life? We simply welcome everything. We do this knowing that there are no mistakes in the universe. The ego might hate it, the devil on your shoulder, if you've seen in the English movies, it might hate it. But if we are to grow and come into greater awareness of our true nature, it is needed. In time, a beautiful transmutation happens, and the separation that causes so much distress and friction in our lives gradually dissipates. A kind of transparency comes into our lives, and we see ourselves not as separate from but as a part of this field of intelligence. An analogy would be that life is like a big sheet, and while you can discern individual threads, the sheet itself is whole and complete in itself. How wonderful, right? हिंदी में तो कहावत है जितनी चादर है उतना पांव पसारो, उसी का इंग्लिश वर्जन है, right? It's a huge sheet, it's endless. Individual threads. You are weaving the sheet of your life, and at every point of time, it's whole and complete. If you weave more, it's again whole and complete. You de-thread more, udhar jati hai, again it's whole and complete. We are all connected in this interwoven fabric of life. Gradually, we begin to see ourselves less and less as personalities and more as expressions of presence. Now, this is for me the most profound statement. मैं अपने आप को खोकर अपने expressions में आ जाती हूँ. This is, I am present in this, because life is present and I am life. Aham Brahmasmi, I am the universe. I'm a drop in the ocean, and the ocean is in me, says Rumi, and how beautiful. We embody the trust that everything is in the right place at the right time, in the given space, in the given dimension. That's how life is. To integrate our preparation with practice in our daily lives, we can simply begin to live more consciously. We do not have to wait for something unwanted to appear in our lives to practice. We can simply be in a state of awareness through the day and in time. Even the strong distinctions between likes and dislikes, wanted and unwanted, the so-called positive and negative experiences become less rigid. Isn't that magical? When we can be aware for how we live, where we live, without labeling, judging, good, bad, like, dislike, I want, I don't want, ye negative, ye positive, ye acha, ye bura, and we forget these boxes and we become less rigid and we flow like water. Now that is the real state of flow. A spacious presence and a welcoming of all that is. We read about this in the Rhonda Burns book, if you remember last year. Welcoming. So beautiful, right? All right. Here are some of my favorite mantras for conscious living. So Nitya Shanti, my teacher, my guru, my friend, my sakha, everything, I think, the whole package. We have a group of conscious community, and he very strongly advocates conscious living. So let's read what he has to bring to all of us in this sacred morning. They remind me of some of the most important lessons I've learned in my journey. Cancel first. Cancel. When limiting, complaining, and virus thoughts arise, simply say cancel. हम इसके बारे में बात की थी ना? Control, all, delete, या cancel, cancel, cancel. Knowingly, unknowingly, negativity can seep in. When we may judge somebody, and we have no business to judge ourselves or anybody. So knowingly, unknowingly, when some untoward thoughts come, some blame game happens, some criticism game happens, some victim mode happens, I say cancel, cancel, cancel. Nitya says simply cancel, once cancel, just cancel. Because thoughts have vibrations which reach. And you can change the thoughts. Like in a radio station, you can change the channel that you are, hearing. Words once spoken can't be taken back, but thoughts have the power to be changing. And that's what we said. 60,000 plus thoughts a day. But if you're conscious of even 100 thoughts, say 100 thoughts, and they're all in the right direction, so more power to us. Second, which I say all the time, I learned from my teacher Nitya. He says, how wonderful to welcome and appreciate whatever happens, whatever. So, he's such a beautiful master. He's so jovial, he's so light, his energy, and even if, like, we are satsang and somebody's mobile rings, it doesn't trigger people. He's already told us before that we'll just take a pause or we'll say, how wonderful, and it's so beautiful, we all start laughing. Obviously, the person whose mobile has rang, he or she knows, oops, Nitya had caution and yet my mobile rang. So the person knows, but he says, how wonderful, accept that this is also something beautiful. Rule number 3, thank you. Thank you, when repeated many times, evokes a deep sense of gratitude. And we've talked about this. 3 is the number of creation. And thank you, thank you, thank you is like actual deep gratitude, not just superfluously thank you. Right? Thank you. And also, we talked about this eye to eye contact. And in case I'm serving you and I have a badge on my chest, suppose if you say, thank you, Prachi, for serving me water or idli or whatever you've gone to a restaurant, or somebody who's a peer or something, this is sound to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Prachi, for doing this. Thank you for bringing this. I could be whoever. My name is also something I identify. It's music to my ears. So yeah, maybe that also additionally. Number 4, which is rule number 6, which means don't take life so seriously. And no, there are no other rules. So this is something he says so much. And such cute lines he keeps dropping to all of us. So then he says, why is it called rule number 6? Don't take life so seriously. Do you understand the pun? I'm sure all of you do. कि 6 का रूल हमें बताया, but है क्यों? अरे इतना सीरियस क्यों हो रहे हो भाई? So, because अगर हम लाइफ को बहुत सीरियसली लेंगे तो हम एंजॉय नहीं कर पाएंगे. So let's enjoy our life and not follow any rules. Just let's flow. Rules are initially to discipline, but if we are enjoying life and with our beautiful integrity, that's the most important discipline. We need to bring it in. Number 5, bring it on. The powerful mantra of a spiritual warrior who knows that all problems, challenges dissolve as soon as we welcome and embrace them. And 6 is Mayurma. So Mayurma, we in this community have a beautiful sign language. You know, we expand our heart, and we give it infinity, like, you know, to the world. We keep infinity and we keep spreading. And we just say Mayurma, like, may you all have energy, may you all have love from my heart to yours and everywhere around. The intention, it's an intention of pure, unconditional love made with the mind, words, and actions by drawing a heart and infinity symbol with our hands or fingers or even in our imagination. There's a little girl who was a student in our conscious community. Her mom was a student. And I think she just drew it so beautifully. Like she says, you know, she made hearts like 3 concentric circles, and she did this, and she did this, and she did this. So however, it's so beautiful. And then she did this. So whether with your fingers, thumb, or whether with your hands, or whether with your full body and being, whatever you want. It's just Mayurma. Lots of love, lots of love. And we're all walking on this path of love, right? Love and light. So here it is. Number 7. Be happy. It's an inner wish we generate when meeting anyone. Another version is I wish you happiness, or the Hindi phrase Sukhi ho Mangal ho, means may you be happy and well. So beautiful. Number 8. Is it true? Nitya says, where he asks all of us, is it true? Because it evokes curiosity, wonder, and willingness to question our own and other people's thoughts and beliefs, which deepens our wisdom. So if I say a story, is it true? It's my belief. And if the other person is saying a story, is it true? He or she or you or me tend to think about what it is. Number 9. No one owes me anything. Isn't that gorgeous? We think हमें बच्चों के लिए करना है, parents के लिए करना है, siblings के लिए करना है, समाज के लिए करना है, society के लिए करना है. That is fine, but nobody owes me anything. I'm doing it for unconditional love, but my point is, it's mostly conditional love. Like my children, because there's expectation that they will do it for me. Parents, because again, you know, maybe I want monetary gains later in life, or maybe I want their love, something I want from them. Very rarely you'll find a person whose child criticizes him and he or she is still doing, yes, a mother will do, a father will do because you're a parent, but not wholeheartedly. Or with parents who also say, that sibling is better, that sibling, you may do, but then very few of us will not cut ourselves off because we expect something. But when we say, no one owes me anything, be it my blood relations or anybody, It's a reminder that everyone is living in their own cute little world with their own cute little priorities and perspectives. No one owes us anything. We are the ones we have been waiting for. So, Nitesh, he himself is so cute when he says these things. I think they magically multiply, but I'm not even a patch on what he says. But it's so beautiful to know that everyone is living in the old cute little world made of my stories, my beliefs, my perceptions, my societal beliefs, my dogmas. And I'm not answerable to anybody, nobody answerable to me. We are just waiting for stuff to unfold, and actually we're just waiting. Number 10, namaste. So 10, the power of 10, namaste. This means the highest in me bows to the highest in you. You actually may bow, right? The highest in me bows to the highest in you. It is also powerful to see the full translation to remind each other what this beautiful greeting means. Now, what does it mean? Let's understand. Who is the highest in us? You can let me know in the chat box if you want. If you feel the need to type, you don't have to. Correct. Our higher self, our soul. We are a human body. The way we humans dress up every morning in a garment, an evening in one garment, and next day again and again and again, our soul has changed human bodies as garments, life after life after life after life. What is common in us is our soul. This soul is living this life on Mother Earth as Prachi, a human being. And this soul has lived from rocks to plants to animals to humans, many, many, many humans, and now this life, right? So what is constant in me is my soul. So my soul is like Atma Namaste. Hindi mein hum Atma Namaste bolte hain. I say that many a times, right? So that's what beautiful. Number 11, another me. Seeing others is essentially another me, just in the clothes of a different body, life story, and belief system. How beautiful, right? We are all part of the same fabric of society. कुछ अंश मेरा उसमें कुछ अंश मेरा उसमें उसका कुछ अंश मुझ में उसका कुछ अंश मुझ में we are all the same. Consciousness सब में है, मात्रा फर्क है. Animal consciousness भी होती है, plant consciousness भी होती है, right? Human consciousness तो है. Number 12, channel of blessings, which I have, this is something I teach all of us, right? Seeing oneself and all others as bright and beautiful channels of love, light and wisdom in this world. Divinity in clever disguise. So let's talk about channel of blessings. We're seeing ourselves, oneself, and all the others as bright and beautiful channels. Why? We all channels, right? हमारे अंदर भी 3 नाड़ी हैं, channels of energy hai, right? And if we can be channels of love every day, that's what we are doing now. In our meditation that we're doing thrice, morning, in the middle, and in the end, we are just blessing everyone with love, light, and abundance, right? So we are channels. Number 13, divinity in clever disguise. Seeing oneself and all others as God or Buddha or the benevolent intelligence of life in clever disguise. Here to help each other grow and be free of our imaginary limitations. So it doesn't matter. Everyone is God. Even the person criticizing is God, because हमें बता रहे हैं, in fact, वो ज़्यादा रूप में कि आपकी limitations हैं. Rise, rise, rise. Divine beings are in everything. Number 14, and so it is. Again, every morning, I'm such a ardent follower, student, practitioner of his teachings, of Nitya's teachings, that I have a lot of me is part of who he is. I truly believe that he renounced his monkhood for people like me to raise my consciousness. And I'm so privileged that he wrote a book. I remember writing to him, I shared a book of Louis Hay with him that I really wish to have Nitya, your cute anecdotes and sayings as a little book, a handy book. And he's like, Prachi, I'm already writing a book. It's in the process. And I asked him, I said, I'm a graphic designer. I love to design the book. Hey, this time it's sorted. Next time I'll connect with you. So, and here this is in front of us, such a beautiful yellow book says unburden. And so it is. This is a translation of Sanskrit phrase Tathastu, which is said whenever anyone voices some heartfelt wish or intention, it's a way of saying, may this truly happen for you. If you say Tathastu, so it is for other people's wishes, imagine how much more is coming to you. What you give is what you get. That's universal law. Number 15. This is something better. This or something better. ये या इससे कुछ better हो. हम अपनी manifestation में भी बोलते हैं ना कि I surrender, may this or something better may happen. कि इतना तो हमारे कैमरा में इतना perspective है या wide eye perspective है. But God or the divine beings have a panoramic perspective, 360-degree view, which we can't see. So this or something better will happen. A great way to end all our intentions. It reminds us that sometimes not getting what we want may be the best for us, as something even better is planned for us. The full version is, this or something better happens in a joyful and harmonious way at the right time for the right benefit of all. Okay, so today I just want to tell everyone, I began this beautiful book. We've been reading this book every chapter, half or full, and also Rhonda Byrne's book, and also Fumio Sasaki's book on goodbye things. So we read 3 books, right? And we meditate in the middle as well. Today I'm guided to just read Nitya's this one chapter because maybe it's a Soulful Sunday. So let's just understand this chapter and let's meditate thereafter. So once meditation we had at the beginning and once at the end. I hope everyone's okay with that because this is what I'm guided and I follow my guidance. Is everyone tuned into this with me? If you're okay, you can raise your hands and let me know whatever works. Yeah, I can see a lot of you nodding. So thank you so much and a lot of thumbs up. Grateful to everyone for your love. All right. So 16th, tell me more. Now, what is this? You know, when you grew up, there must have been a series of books in your house. Tell me why. Right? The reason why it happens. Tell me more is so beautiful. People want to always say, have you heard of little children or even people? दूसरे की बात चल रही हो तो उनके दिमाग में डाल रहे हो अब मैं क्या बोलूंगा? We all want to be talking. But do we want to hear? Do we want to listen? We've been given these beautiful ears. Yeah, we've been given these nice lips and mouth talk. What about these ears? How many of us really use it? Obviously, we hear every time everything around us. The gateway words for deeper, more authentic and meaningful conversations and an indicator of the gift of deep listening. One can also say, why is that so important to you? Or simply say more. How wonderful. How wonderful, right? When you ask, like even when I told you all that I'm a part of Entrepreneurs Organization, it's a networking organization of business, right? In that every month when we connect, we are asking the person, the presenter, tell me more. Okay, tell me more. I want to hear more. I heard this, tell me more. I want to hear more about it. And the person gets so much authenticity and he becomes more vulnerable and he goes deeper in his layers because he knows that the gift of listening is happening for him or her then and there. And it's therapeutic. You don't need answers from anyone. When you are questioned and the other person is paraphrasing back, this is what I heard. Bingo, I have all the answers. Number 17. I see you. I see you. The first in the series of deep listening mantras, the others are, I hear you, I feel you, I love you, I am you, thank you. These are magical mantras. And this is what we also practice in EO. So somebody who began EO probably is connected to Nitya's teachings. Of course, EO is I don't know how long, 30, 40, 50 years. I'm not sure how many globally is there. But this is what we practice in our meetings. It's for humans to develop more as business people, but we are people inside. How do we grow? By sharing, by listening, by hearing, by feeling, by loving, by being, by seeing. And that is beautiful. Number 18. I believe today 18 would be the most important because today is 63rd day. It's a total of 9. And 18 is also a total of 9. And right now I see 9 messages in the chat box. So a lot of divine beings, right? Connection before connection. Connection before correction. Now, I know Nitya for so many years, but I never realized this one ever before. The most powerful principle in all relationships. Relationships, you know, right, is between 2 people, give and take, right? Connection, connect before correct. How powerful. It means to deeply understand and appreciate the other before trying to change or advise them in any way. For people who do not care about what we say until they know how much we care. If I tell you that, say right now, take Nitin on call. Nitin, I want to hear you more, and you really mean a lot to me, and I really appreciate that you are with me in every morning, and we are together growing in this inward journey. And thank you for coming. He'd be like, okay, yeah, she cares for me. And then I say, hey, buddy, but I don't see you every day, and I miss your presence, even though I may not see it. Now he'd make a conscious decision to come every day, even though he's sleepy or hasn't had a late night. But if I say, yeah, boss, you don't come, there's no camera on, and why have you paid up? Or why have you contributed towards society's uplifting children, their lives, and you join the session when you don't want to come because I work with limited people. So what is this, boss? How would he feel? I'm correcting him with an intention of I, me, and am. But am I, me, and am? No, we are one. So let's connect. And everyone loves these connecting examples or this language of love. Like a parent loves the child unconditionally, is what they say, right? Or vice versa. But we need to hear the language of love. Of course, we feel it. But there's a reason why language is made, spoken language is made. Yes, a lot of other languages, there are 5 languages. We talked about that. It's a beautiful book as well. So very important to connect and then correct. So then there's a deeper relation for the person, because not everyone can take criticism or guidance very well. Let's firstly, unsolicited guidance or advice is not required. Yeah. 19. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's true. A good thing to say when we don't really fully agree with someone, but don't want to get into a big discussion either. It's called agreeing to disagree, not this. So, sorry, I just went a little fast. At this moment, I want to, before we start number 19, I'm just guided to, let's close our eyes and let's meditate. So thank you everyone for being with me in this moment. Let's connect with our deeper selves by closing our eyes from all possible distractions in and around us, that surrounds us. And let's tune inward. For the next 5 minutes, let's just be with our breath. See this beautiful breath rising and falling, expanding and contracting, coming and going. And the deeper we can make our breath, the deeper we can reach in our consciousness. If you're guided to, maybe you can practice the box breathing, where you inhale, hold, exhale, hold with the equal number of count, whatever is comfortable to you, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, minimum 5. Or if you want to just normally breathe without the math, absolutely beautiful. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Be with your breath for at least the next 5 minutes. Whatever thoughts are coming in and going out, if at all any, if you've left your breathing, come back with your breathing. Whatever thoughts. Today we've learned something new from Bhagavad Gita, and I was guided to find the meaning and the pronunciation. And when I saw the chat box and I see Nitin's message, let's understand this beautiful word which is there for us this morning. Sthiti or Sthita Pragnya. It's a Sanskrit word that means Sukh dukh mein vichlit na hona, to be content, sada santusht rehna, sada anandit rehna. It means to be contented, to be calm, to be firm in our judgment and wisdom. It's a combination of two beautiful words which I was trying to phrase while reading. Sthita means existing. Sthiti means situation. Sthita is how we are. It also means being, living, firmly resolved to staying in that situation. And pragnya is a Sanskrit word which means wise, clever, intelligent. In our beautiful sacred book, Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Pragnya means steady wisdom. So may we tune into ourselves. May we tune inwards and find our being. That in every situation that life deals us with, we all flow like water. We accept the flow of water as maybe an oceanic waves, or maybe just the beautiful expanse of water, serene and calm. Maybe the plethora of emotions we go through. And we learn to be steadfast, to be stable, to be balanced in every situation that we are dealt with. May we get wiser, more centered, more balanced, more aligned. And with this beautiful prayer, let's, with the eyes closed still, bless the world with the same beautiful blessing. Let's all become a clear channel of love, light, and blessings and abundance for the world, for all beings on Mother Earth, to help them raise their consciousness and for being in a state of Sthita Pragnya. Any situation, any state, let their wisdom be the guide. And so it is. So it is. So it is. Let's fold our hands in gratitude and bow our heads still in, with the eyes closed. And now, rub your hands in case you feel that the energy flow was static, if you thought so. And cover your beautiful eyes and your beautiful face, your head, your ears, neck, front and back, shoulders, chest, heart area, arms, both of them, elbows, forearms, your hands, fingers, thumb, your navel area, solar plexus, all the region in your gut area, your upper back, middle back, lower back, your hips, your hip joints, the front and the back, your thighs, inner and outer, knees, calves, inner and outer, front and back, whatever you want, ankles, toes, two fingernails. Beautiful. How wonderful. And now you can come smiling, beaming, embracing this beautiful world back to Nitya's unburdened. I do not know how you all are feeling, but I am feeling so light. Just reading his book with a lot of love, with a lot of light, and how it's just so beautiful. And I loved his connection before correction. And Sita Pragna, of course, beautiful. A lot of you are sending me personal messages, so I'm not really checking them right now. I will soon. Even those for everyone to see, everyone can read, but I'm right now in Nitya's book. So this beautiful new learning, 19 number, again, I would say it's the first because 9 and 1 is 10 and 10 is 10 on 10, right? Today I'm talking about numbers. I just don't know why. I just feels that it's the right day, maybe. So it says maybe you're right, maybe it's true. So it is. A good thing to say when we don't fully agree with someone, but don't want to get into a big discussion either. How wonderful. It's called agreeing to disagree, right? We often use the word agree to disagree. But so much more beautiful to say, maybe you're right, maybe it's true. Because that is the person's perspective. And if we even start, like he shared 30 of his jewels. But even if we start using, I would say 5 or 1 or 2 or 3, how many ever you're guided to, the quality of our life will become actually conscious living. So rather than disagreeing and becoming argumentative, we respect the perspective of the other person and says, maybe you're right, maybe it's true. How wonderful, right? Number 20, not this. And I'm a total ardent follower of not this. This mantra that spontaneously arises when we know deep inside that a certain situation or relationship or occupation is no longer serving us. We may not know what to do next, but to honor this inner knowing can change our life forever. I want to share a fact file here right now with all of you. I have been into the business. Ever since I was 16, I began business, right? Designing cards, watches, and hallmarks. At 18, I graduated to doing wedding cards and event cards and launches and everything. While my college finished professionally, I was with it doing cards for I don't know how many people. There came a point in time when I said, not this. 2016, I said, not this. I had stopped getting the excitement and zest after 20 years of working, 1960 to 2016. It just didn't serve any purpose. And I effortlessly, even in the prime of my career, dropped it because it didn't work for me. Then I started working on my being. Lady Circle invited me for 3 years of serving the privileged, underprivileged, and I loved it. Then I joined the alcohol factory, as all of you know, because my brother, when he crossed over, I felt it was the need to take his dreams forward. And in October last year, I said, not this. I joined a business coach. I took to the top of my profession career. But in October, I said, not this. Even after autopiloting, everything worked. And I told my dad, I'm not a part of it. No salary, no profits, no nothing. I said, I want to transfer this back to you, become the director again. And even if you sell it, it's yours, not mine. Not this. People would say, oh, how do you do this? Or the best of your career is learning everything. I said, no, not this. This doesn't work for me. Now I'm entering a restaurant venture. And I feel that's my calling because I want to serve with love and light. And I want to, and I know Indians love food. So this is something, and I have loved serving food in the pandemic to my family, dressing them. So maybe that's what is my calling right now. Teaching became a calling. Learning, actually, not even teaching. Learning became a calling. So I'm not advocating that what I did is ideal, but I'm just saying that not this is a beautiful mantra, because when something is not working for us, I should rather say, when we are making efforts and it's not effortless, it's not natural, and it doesn't fortify us as a person, doesn't strengthen us, is not giving us happiness and joy and love and light, even though we may not be knowing what's to come next. But if we say not this, the universe has a way of telling you what is right for you. And that can change moment to moment as well. And the moment to moment could be a span of a few months, weeks, years, or whatever, or maybe a lifetime. So your inner knowing is something we must tune into, because that changes our lives. Like my inner knowing, Pratima Ji's on call. I want to know what her higher self wants her to do. I can ask for guidance from my higher self, but it may or may not be true for her. But her higher self guidance will be absolutely true to her. So be true to yourselves. If you say this is not for you, no matter how old you are, the youngest student here is a college student, right? And the oldest is in her 70s, doesn't matter. Whatever age we are in, we can easily say not this. And I have said this word so many times, taken a stand for myself. And believe you me, I'm the one who's the most nurtured. And I nurture others as well, because even in my family, if I say not this, it doesn't work for me, fine. Like I'm not very religious, but I go to my Rajasthan Rajasthan Dadi and Junjunu Sala Surgery because my mama-in-law loves it. But everyone's gone right now for 2 days to Rajasthan. But I said, no, not this. It's not because I couldn't go, I didn't want to go. I chose not to go. And my daughter is appearing for MUNs. I decided to stay back with my grandparents, spend these 2 beautiful days with them, because I said not this. And what has come here is so much more magical. So start honoring your inner guidance. Now, this could be for what I use for huge examples and one small example. So learn from Nitya and see is from Shenpa to Rigpa in all aspects of our life. So very important to understand. Scotchy, your question is about Arjun. The word Arjun is a Buddhist word. It is used for a teacher, a professor, a guide, a mentor. And the names like Arjun Ram, Nitya has a lot of teachers. He talks about Arjun Shah and a lot of other teachers. So Arjun is the Buddhist word for a teacher, right? In India, we call Guru, right? So that's Buddhist terminology. Thank you for asking. So Shenpa to Rigpa, Shenpa means sticking, attachment. And Rigpa, as I'm repeating, sky-like, open. So we are too attached in our worldly desires or with our physical bodies. But if we become sky-like and embrace whatever's coming in our way, so much more is going to unfold, because we are now liberated and free. I use a very strong word, liberated. But yes, one can be liberated in lifetime. Of course, one can be. And our whole journey in life is from being detached, from being attached to being detached, and embracing whatever's coming our way. Number 22, not knowing. That's beautiful again. It's an inner reminder, an invitation to let go of assumptions, expectations, and be agenda-less. Now, Nitya comes to a lot of our sessions without an agenda. And he says, when he's spontaneous, it's so much more beautiful. So it's a reminder for all of us to stop assuming, to stop presuming, to stop expecting, and just to flow without any agenda. It's beautiful sometimes to just be your true self. Whatever unfolds is beautiful. Number 23, bearing witness, entering into the other person's world and deeply empathizing with their unique thoughts, feelings, needs, and challenges. So beautiful, right? Empathy, such a beautiful karuna. Walking in somebody else's shoes for that moment and witnessing his journey from his perspective, from his eyes, from his lens. Beautiful. Number 24, loving actions. Allowing loving to shape our action, not just our thoughts and ideas of what might be helpful. Act out of love, acts of love, right? Number 25, fully feeling. A reminder that fully feeling what we are feeling is very healing. It's so beautiful. Fully feeling what we are feeling is healing. I am tapping into my own inner feelings and I'm realizing I'm becoming yes and aware to them. And that in itself is therapeutic, is so healing. Try it, it's absolutely magical. Number 26, infinite patience. Now, that is something we do not practice. Many of us practice, but not all the time. A reminder that nature never hurries, yet everything gets done at the right time, and that infinite patience is the fastest way. Do you know this word, this medical word called patient? When we go to a doctor, we are patients. But do you know the meaning of this? Has anyone ever tapped into the energy? Shraddha, saburi, patience rakho, dhairya rakho. मैजिकल वॉन्ड नहीं होती कि हमने प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिखे, दवाई दी, बताया उपचार और आपको आप हील हो गए. Patience. And if we tap into the energy of this world, we will not need to be a patient. That's for sure. If we trust the process of our own body and its healing power, we will never have to go to any doctor. And that's my promise to you. I have followed that personally. Yes, just yesterday I went to Apollo to show my healing ankle because it's been 2 months since I'm wearing an air cast. 3 months before that, I had a fracture. Yes, I did. But again, not a single medicine I had. I'm allowing nature to heal. You think it's silly, you're allowing nature to heal your foot. Why not? And I've been given the permission to walk. Now, after 5 months, I'm going to be actually doing my 9-kilometer walk step by step, 3, 6, 9. Yeah. So if we tap into the infinite patience, which if we develop that as a virtue, we will never have to be patient as in a doctor's context, because we'll always be patient in life. And that's beautiful. Number 27, no problem. Remind us that in the present moment, there are never any problems. Things just are as they are. Number 28, life is one continuous mistake. It's so beautiful, right? A powerful lesson that invites us to embrace our foolishness and not be so attached and perfectionist. Perfectionist. Just, it's okay, let's be silly, let's be foolish. It's okay. It's a continuous mistake, yeah? So beautiful. Number 29, relax. Nothing is under control. We are not going to be having a control, gadget. We're not control freaks, but yes, we try to control बच्चों को, बड़ों को, चीजों को, situations को, life को. Sometimes we manifest करते हैं, वो भी हम चाहते हैं life को control में कर लें. It's not a bad idea, but I'm just saying, relax. That's what they're saying. Realizing that ego grows through controlling and wisdom grows through observing things just the way they are. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Number 30, stardust. I truly believe in moon dust, sun dust, stardust, because they're magical, magical. When we feel low, we remind ourselves that the matter in our body comes from an exploding star. So in a sense, we are a star. When we feel too special, we remind ourselves that we are essentially just dust. So the secret of life is stardust. टूटता हुआ तारा कभी देखा होगा ना किसी ने? We are all stars in our own way. We all have an inner light. We are born with it. So we are the light. We are the starlight. And we also the stardust. When the star goes, nothing. हम भी एक पंच भूतों से बने हैं. जिस दिन हम शरीर त्यागते हैं, चाहे हमें बारी करें, चाहे हमें cremate करें, जैसे भी करें, we become dust. So we are stardust. So profound, so beautiful, so lovely. All right. At this note today, we'll conclude our beautiful journey of Sunday. And today's just after 2 months, we just read one book, one chapter. I know it was detailed, but just felt guided. I do not know how you felt about it. Some of you are saying light and how wonderful, energized. Oh, so because Scotchy is of Thai origin. So she's not giving, she didn't pose the question. She was telling us that, what did you say? Arjun means teacher. Okay. So me, the extra enthusiastic person, Arjun means teacher, the question mark. I'm sorry. Thank you, Scotchy. She's from a beautiful country, Thailand, no? That's her peer. So beautiful, Jamaica. Amazing. So everyone, let's once again, close our eyes. Short little gratitude prayer. To all the teachers today, especially in our session, Nitya, Shanti, Nitin, who taught us about a beautiful verse from the Bhagavad Gita, Scotchy, who taught us about a beautiful Buddhist terminology, to all the people who share their wisdom with us in our morning sessions and throughout our lives. Let's be grateful from our heart, truly from our heart, for all the learnings that we get, for all the opportunities, for all the magical moments that make us who we are, for helping us tune in our inward journey. To all the divine beings who keep spreading their love and light. How wonderful. Each one of us is enriched, nurtured, nourished, energized to spread our love, to spread our light, to live our life with our love and light, and to just become clear, pure channels of love and light. And with this beautiful, powerful feeling, let's open our hands. Maybe our eyes are closed, maybe they're open, whatever we are guided to. And let's become these channels. May our hands just be physical adaptations, but let our entire body send love, light, blessings, abundance, prosperity, healing, surrendering to whoever, wherever is tuned in. And may these blessings always be around. Even though maybe our hands are not always there, but let our bodies always be the channels. And with this beautiful feeling, you can continue to bless, whether with your hands in a blessing pose, or maybe just having kept them on your thighs, whatever works. And if you wish, gradually, smilingly, you can open your lovely, beautiful, radiant eyes, ready to face this beautiful Sunday morning. I'm just going to help my friends. They're on a cycling expedition by my AO. I'm just going to drive because I don't know how to cycle, and my ankle doesn't allow me right now to cycle, but looking forward to meeting them. But before I log off the day and before it's 6:21, let's have this wonderful, beautiful affirmation. Okay, here we are. All right. Because we are concentrating a lot about health and healing, and that's the book we're reading with Rhonda Byrne. But let's understand what today's secret is all about. The secret of radiant health and well-being is living with conscious, grateful breathing from moment to moment with love and light. So just a little fact file. I've been using The Secret of Health and Healing from this beautiful book of affirmations by one of my teachers called Kriyananda. He's at the Ananda Ashram. And just yesterday, when I do these morning slides, I just was guided to write about this, not knowing what's going to unfold. Because like Nitya, at times I want to go agenda less. And today morning I woke up that let my higher self guide me. And here we are. So let's live our Sunday by being consciously grateful, especially for our breathing. And let's moment to moment, let's flow with how Sunday will treat us with a lot of love from our heart and a lot of light energy in our being. So lots of love to everyone. I shall see you tomorrow in the gap, same time, same place, 5 a.m. for yet another beautiful day of learning and sharing our love and light. Thank you for tuning in and for making my Sunday morning so magical. And today I'm also guided to open this session for anyone who wants to view. So I'll tell Rahul to share it as always with all of you. So rather than just you all seeing it, maybe your loved ones can see it, because I think Nitya has this book. I'm guided to spread this knowledge about his beautiful book. So maybe today's session was about that. Just realize that maybe it's about that. So I'm a very spontaneous person. So lots of love to you on this beautiful day with the divine energy of 9 for all of us, 63rd day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love, light, and blessings. And Atma Namaste. The highest to me bows to the highest to you. May this be the most blessed and magical day of your life, today and always. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Thank you.